2, 3, 4, 5, season 6. We're rolling on the road. Oh, yes, we're rolling on the road. We're 100 shades of invertibility. We're rolling on the road. Oh, yes, we're rolling on the road. Ooh, ooh, we're rolling on the road. We're 100 shades of the versatility. We're rolling on the road. Check it away, Cousin Kim.
Thank you, Cousin Pat, all the way from Atlanta. We always, have to say thank you to those who come alongside you and believe in your dreams. Y'all put your hands together for that one. And my cousin definitely believes in everything that I do, and I appreciate her. And I said, I need a theme song. She was like, okay. So she's been doing the theme song for 6 years. This is year 6. And every last one of them have been different. I am so glad to have you on here today. It is Tuesday, March 23rd. Can y'all believe it already? It's only 8 days left in this month. I don't know where the time went, but it is Women's History Month. And all month long, we have been talking to women who have created her story. And I'm excited to have this young lady right here. And I say young lady, and even though her focus is for women over 50, she's still a young lady to me. She keeps herself up. She looks well. And you can see her bebopping around town. And the person is none other than Miss Emma Johnson. Y'all put your hands together. How you doing today?
I am doing lovely. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. But yes, things are great on this 24th of March. It is awesome.
I'm looking for us. I'm not sure why we're not live. It says live, but it is not coming up on my phone. Oh well, we know that we're on YouTube. That's all that matters. We'll post a YouTube video for those who didn't. I know y'all used to chiming in, but I always like to Google people because I like to know what Google says about me. What was the craziest thing that you think that Google has said about you that wasn't right? Or maybe it was right, but it just didn't have the information in the right way.
Good question. I was somewhere and I Googled my name and it actually showed everything that I've done, various events. I don't think there's anything that they have said that wasn't true that I'm aware of. So that's something that someone else would have to share with me. I am totally not sure if there's anything out there. My name, of course, I used to go by Renee Johnson. So there's probably some things out there under Renee Johnson. Emma is my middle name. But when I go out there for Emma Johnson, I think I was in some type of workshop and they've like, Google yourself. And so I did. And when I did that, all the things showed up that I work on, from watercolors to the black dress, Asher Legacy Group as the founder and CEO. So yeah, there's not anything that I'm aware of that's out there that's not true.
So then, they have 2 ways now. You can just do Google, and then you can do Google AI. And when you do the AI, it breaks everything down. Have you done that yet?
I have not.
Well, try it after the show. Let me know what you see. What was amazing to me, I was doing a ministry project, and when I got there at the end, we were closing out, and they said, well, Dr. Barrington, we want to say thank you. And I said, okay, you're welcome. And they said, and I said, what am I saying thank you for? I said, what are you saying thank you for? And they said, well, we saw that you passed some House bills. And I said, oh, wait a minute. Where did you find out about that? That wasn't something that I publicized. They said, oh, we vetted you. And I said, well, thank you so much for vetting me. So I think that was the first thing that surprised me. The bills that I've worked on for the state of Michigan, that that they were posted there. I thought I got up underneath the radar on that. So that, not that that was a bad thing that I found out, but to find out that all of that information was there, which bills they were. I said, oh.
I'm definitely going to do that after the show to see what is AI saying, Google AI is saying about me.
So I didn't see it underneath Google when I typed my name in Google. Then so when it comes up, when you're in Chrome, whenever you put search engine Google to look up something, the first one, it says AI mode, then Google, and then I think it's images. If you're buying something, then shopping comes up first, and then images. So when I saw AI, I said, oh, I clicked on AI, and up underneath it, they have this amazing bio of me. I'm like, I don't know who wrote that, but I'm about to copy and paste, and I'm about to use it.
Wow.
I'm about to use
that is a new one on me, Dr. Kimberly.
And I'm gonna tell you what's really great about it is that if there's a section in your bio down at the bottom, because like it says, for me, it says political, and it tells the year that I ran for state representative. And then it'll say, want to know more about her political history? And you click on that, and then it tells you things that I've done politically. All right, hold on, we got a comment. Oh, good afternoon. We have Shayna all the way from Bel Air, Maryland. She says, hello.
Hello.
Today, Shayna, we are talking to Miss Emma Johnson, and I would like to say that she is a legacy leaver. I think that's a great way to describe her, because many people do not live their life on purpose enough or intentional enough to leave a legacy of who they are, and then invite other people to do the same thing. So I do appreciate that about you, that the people that you invite into your space, you show them by precept and example on how to begin your legacy. We talked a little bit about it, when you go to Google yourself. Hey, we got Stephanie, who is watching all the way from Georgia. Hey, girl, how is the weather down there? We appreciate you for tuning in today, all the way from Georgia. Let's start with, how did you decide that you wanted to create a legacy?
How did I decide that? Mm-hmm. Actually, it kind of was put into my lap, and it happened in 2012 when I stepped away from corporate America to pursue purpose. I didn't know what I wanted to do other than I quit my corporate America job, right? I went in and sent that resignation email, and I walked off, and I have not looked back. But what I did do, I went on to, once I left, there's always the financial piece that you have to deal with. You have 401ks, all of that at a company. So you have to decide what you're going to do with it. And so I knew I didn't want to leave it with the company. So when I went to roll over the 401k, I rolled it over with New York Life Insurance. And so once I stepped into the office to talk to the partner that was there, they talked to me about the career at New York Life. And once they told me about the career, I started thinking, because when I left, I had no job lined up, and I just said, God, just lead me to that place of where you want me to be. I didn't like
put a pen right there.
Okay.
Put a pen, because what you said is powerful, and people need to know, how do you just quit a job, a corporate job that has some benefits? And we always looking for some benefits, always trying to find them jobs with them good benefits, that good medical 401k. You quit that job without the prospect of another one. What inside of you gave you the strength to do that?
Wow. It was unbelievable to me because I was making at that time $75,000 a year in 2012. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and God knew that there was some things going on with me, and I was kind of in a fight because some of the things that was happening at work, they were going against really my moral compass. So I was like, Lord, what do I do? I know there's some things that are happening in the workplace, and I'm not comfortable with it. And it was really stressing me out, right? And so I'm in the bed one night and God woke me up and he said, quit. That's all he said, quit. That next day, well, it was actually early morning. Later that day is when I wrote that resignation letter and I quit. And it's mainly to a lot of the things that when you know that people are not valuing you, you know that there's a gift inside of you. And when people misuse it and they disrespect, you know that there's time for you to move on. And so I knew there
Hold
was
on,
time
y'all.
for me.
We need to go ding, 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 ding. She used a diss word. So she's been dissed too. All right.
Exactly. So, and thank you for that knowledge and information on that. I just know that I don't know if I would recommend that to someone else to jump like that, but I did take that leap of faith. I do have a husband who is a provider. I knew that I was marketable, so I knew that I could get another job just like I got that job. So that's why it wasn't really a big thing. I felt very confident in that my next move was going to be the right move because I had been talking with God and saying, I'm not fulfilled. I know I'm not doing what I'm on the earth to do. And so I need to do that because I knew I was like, there's got to be more to life. I'm 47 at this time. My next birthday is 61. So I knew at that point I'm moving into, that last season. And so I was like, I gotta move. I gotta make the move. So I made the move, and New York Life gave me that opportunity to learn financial literacy. They taught about legacy. That was the biggest thing that they really taught us, and what they stand on is building those legacies. And so that's where the legacy piece, like I said, kind of just dropped right into my lap. And from that point on, it was all about the dash, right? That first day of birth, and then looking at, what do you want to leave behind? And so, and that's through, at this point, I didn't have my grandson. He came 3 years later. And so once he was born, I did the things that our counterparts do to preserve that. I went out and I got him a cash value life insurance policy that is building. And once he gets to be a certain age, I'm going to be able to transfer that to him, and it'll have inside of that policy, it will have money for him. And so I just learned a whole lot. Legacy became everything. I started going out into the community and having workshops. Once I got 3 years in with New York Life Insurance, I got promoted to a partner. I was the first Black woman partner in this Grand Rapids, Michigan office. So that was a pretty huge deal. And so what got me, I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but because it kind of put me back in corporate America, but they were like,
Wait a
you
minute.
get to
We need
duplicate.
to wait a minute. Hold on. We need to applaud that. We just want to make sure that we applaud everything as you're talking, where there's a major accomplishment as it relates to being a woman and being a brown woman at that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so, and I think I done lost my thought, but
Nope, you got a comment though. Stephanie said, awesome.
thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that as well. So, what made me decide to take that next step of being a partner, going back into corporate America? They were like, you get to duplicate yourself. You get
Ooh,
to produce, reproduce you. And so
yes.
we need you to go out and find people like you. And then you have service over 300 families. So if you find 5, 6, 8, 10, then you're now multiplying the same amount of people being touched. And so that was very appealing to me. And so I ended up going into the role of a partner, which again, it served me well. I met so many people. I was traveling all over the country to meet up with other individuals because New York Life, I applaud them too. When I left my last company, I didn't feel like they really valued diversity. And as a person that was always the black person in the room, the only black person in the room, I didn't get a good feeling. So when I left there, I told God, the next company that I work for, if I work for a company, they're going to be in my community. Their name will be in the community. And so New York Life, altogether, I think they've given probably, I don't know, over $20,000 back into our community because of me, yes, me being associated with them and being able to make that connection. And they really care about our community. I still have 2 agents that still work there. I left in 2013. No, 2023, sorry. But I do have 2 agents that are still there working. So the legacy
Okay,
is still
you,
there.
you got lots of compliments. So Stephanie said, you're welcome, which is up on the board. We have a comment from Pastor Leroy Talbert. Hey, family, who's
I
tuning
know
in.
Pastor Leroy.
He
Hi,
said,
Pastor Leroy.
what a blessing.
Thank
Deborah
you.
said, wait a minute, hold on. She said, amen. And then we got some hand claps for you right here,
Thank you.
all the
Appreciate
way from Georgia. Did it come up? Yes, there we go. You got some hand claps. The
Thank
time
you.
is now 17 minutes after the hour. It is 4:17, and you are tuned into Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly. My guest today is Emma Johnson, and we are still in Women's History Month, and we're talking about creating her story. If you are watching via GRTV 25, the date is Tuesday, March 23rd, and the information that you're getting is still relevant and it's usable. And please take advantage of what you hear on today. Now, I am honored. Wait a minute, let me get my little clap out. Y'all get ready to put your hands together and give a resounding, sanctified clap. Mhm. That's about as sanctified as they could get. You just started a podcast on yesterday.
Yes,
Yes.
I did. Yes, I did.
Now, I saw your lineup. I'm going to tell y'all really need to tune in. She's on Spotify, she's on Apple, and she's on YouTube. And it's called The Ascension Room. Y'all gonna have to tune in. And it ain't talking about Jesus, and it ain't about the Pentecost either. No, it's not that kind of ascension room. Come on now. Get out the heavenlies and be a little bit of earthly, okay? All right. Because some of the sanctified people here, oh girl, the ascension room, what y'all gonna talk? And y'all start talking about menopause. Wait a minute, they didn't have it up in the upper room. Mm-mm. Come on now.
Well, actually, Dr. Kimberly is called the Ascend Room.
I'm
And
telling you,
I,
listen, Emma. Paul said, I become all things to all men that I might win them all more to Christ. And the people gonna say it's the ascension room.
you don't, I toiled with that. I toiled with the name.
I'm just gonna
Yep.
give you what the people are already saying. Girl, you know she got that essential room. And I said, I do believe it's a sin. She got I went to the essential room, I went to the essential room party and stuff. Girl, she got that essential room. And I still
yeah.
that's all I did like this.
I'm so loving it. And because everything always ties in, I made sure that the date that I dropped it was very significant. And it was the day that I walked away from corporate America 2020 or 2012. So I was very happy that it fell that way. I honored my pastors at the time when I was attending the Revolution Culture Movement. My pastor talked on purpose, and it just really, I was at that time, I was searching because I knew it was there. And then eventually it's here. And it's like, I get to be me, because before I was everything that everybody else wanted me to be. And now I really get to be me. And that's the name that I walk in. Renee is like my first name, and that means reborn. And I decided to go now with my middle name, which is Emma. Emma means whole, WHOLE. And so I feel like I'm at that point of wholeness. And even though people who knew me as Renee, they still call me Renee, but it's not the same when the new people that meet me, they call me Emma. And some of them are making that, transition over to Emma. But when you call me Emma, something rises up in me, and it's
okay.
holy.
So give us the information. ASCEND room
Conversations.
The Ascend Room Conversations or Ascend Room?
Just Ascend Room Conversations. Yes.
CONVERSAM. And this on Spotify. See, we do stuff in real time here. Spotify, Apple, and YOUTUBE. You said your first name is Renee, so you're Renee Emma?
Yes.
Thank you, Doretha, for tuning in. Y'all know her. Her schedule been so busy. I've been trying to get her on here as the first Black woman realtor in West Michigan. She has definitely made a dent. So I definitely have to give her some love and a shout out. I appreciate her.
Yes.
Do you know that? Here we go. So I'm posting it right here, you guys. And I just hit send, and there you go. So that way you'll be able to see it. And then we're going to have it up on the screen. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. And we do air every Monday. We had a special time for yesterday, which was 7 p.m. Our pastors live in the Illinois area, so we had to put it at a time that they could view it. But in the future, they will show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Why you didn't tell me? Now I got to write another one.
Oh, does it say 7? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you didn't give it time. But the wonderful thing about it is, as always, anytime you record anything to the cloud, it stays there. So you can always go back and just know that a new episode will drop on Mondays. And this is season 1. And it's a wonderful lineup. So again, it is a new comes out every Monday through April.
The last day is June 1st. We had to skip Memorial Day
For season 1.
For season 1. So June 1st is the last episode.
All right, you guys tune in, please, please, please. It's Ascend Room Conversations on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube with Emma Johnson. And new episodes drop every Monday at 8 p.m. And you can always make sure you go back and watch the replay. And if she is so kind enough, she may, y'all cross your fingers, nose, and toes. Maybe she just might let us franchise it and run it here, and we can play it after it airs, maybe on a Friday. Y'all ask her real nice. Y'all put
Yes,
it.
yes. When you know I'm all about collaboration. I'm all about making things better and greater because I believe there's powers in numbers, right? The more you have working together, the better. And I'm all about that. So we definitely gonna have a conversation.
So y'all know, so just like we do with Shayna has a show and it's called Talk, Let's Talk About It. It's amazing. She's already uh, on our network, and her days are Thursdays where her new shows drop. So every Thursday she has a new show, and her co-host, she's out of Maryland. Her co-host is in New York. So I'm telling you, we pretty global around here. We got another young lady in Nigeria who's working on coming on. So we want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity on this platform because we don't get opportunities like that. And so now that I have 6 years in and to have, the space.
Put the clapper on for you. 6 years. Yes.
Okay, I clap. Okay, I clap my hands.
That's amazing. Amazing.
That we've been doing this for this is my 6th year. And I am, and you'll start seeing the new information coming out that I am amplifying and empowering the voice of the people. Because when I ran for office, that was one of the biggest things is that we did not have the outlet to get our people to come out and vote. And how do we know about our candidates? So, but the last 2 years, we start in July because the primaries are in August. So y'all need to get prepared. The primary is in August, and all of July, we spend the whole month letting you know who all the candidates are, not just the ones that we might like. We let you know who they all are. We have the NAACP, they come on and they tell you everybody who's running. And we also have Miss Kathy Harris that comes on. She tells you everybody that's running, and they also tell you what their agenda is. So it's imperative that we pay attention because not voting, saying, hey, your vote doesn't count, trust me.
It counts. It counts. Yes.
When you look at those numbers and you see that you have a 15-point difference, that means that's 15 votes that you need to win. That's 15 people who are sitting at home thinking that their vote does not count.
Didn't count.
And then you get another 15 in this pocket over here that says, well, my vote doesn't matter. Now we're at a 30-point gap. And if you keep doing that, the next thing you know, at the end of the night, when they start doing those tallies, we've lost. Because you didn't think that thank you, Shayna. She said, yes, everybody's votes matter. I mean, we even do a show on how to make sure we start out early so that if you do have a disc, whatever your disc is, we make sure in your area, wherever you are in the United States, that is accessible for you. We have done that for the last 6 years. So we'll do that again. We'll start that up in July.
That's amazing. Celebrating you and what you're doing is that of an international woman. So you saw a problem and you came up with a solution, and now it's working. So kudos to you.
Thank you. The piece that I loved, that the impetus for it was during COVID, our people, and I'm gonna put all the black and brown and yellow people, did not know what was happening, who to believe, and what to do. And with the churches shut down and them not prepared to be able to be online and give information, somebody had to do it. And that's how this got started.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This is how it got started. So I was able to get, you know, epidemiologists that were working with the CDC to come on here and have the conversation. Those that were sitting at the table with Fauci and tell us the real truth. What should we do? What should we not do? You know, the Department of Health and Human Services, their director over the state, over all of West Michigan was here. We had our medical director for the state of Michigan was here. When I tell you, I was calling them. Hello, y'all don't have no choice but to take my phone call because you ain't doing nothing else. You at home with your pajama top on, just like me. So come on now. You know, they truly came out, and to be able to build those relationships from, you know, that day to this day has just been amazing. And anything that I ask of them, oh yeah, Dr. Barrington, absolutely, yeah, sure. And to be held as a media outlet that was telling the truth and had, what is the word? I can't remember the exact word. I loved it, but there was a word in particular that they used concerning our outlet as getting information out. It'll come to me because there was a word in particular that was necessary during that time, and it wasn't differentiating between fake news and real news, but it's having that place where it's reliable information that can be passed on.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep. The time is now 31 minutes after the hour. It is 4:31, and you are tuned into Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly. And we are still in March Women's History Month. And we have just this phenomenal woman with us today in the person of Emma Johnson. And many of you, if you know her from back in the day, was Renee. And you know what's really interesting is when I met her, I figured it out that my twins are 39 years old. Yeah, they're 39. So
beautiful.
So I met you.
Beautiful and handsome.
I have to do it based off of them, because then their brother is 7 years younger than they are. And he's 32. So I've known you 32 years.
Wow. We met at Bethel.
Yes.
Awesome. Abundant Life.
Yes. That we went through the name changes. But what I find interesting, and y'all hear me, friends and neighbors, purpose recognizes purpose and falls in line with it and comes into agreement with it. I'll say that again. Purpose recognizes purpose, gets in line, and falls in line with it. Even though I've known you for Renee for 32 years, when I saw Emma, there was not anything in me that wanted to call you Renee. I saw Emma. That's Emma. That's Emma.
I love it.
It's Emma. So I'm going to say this to all y'all folks who are watching and those who will watch the replay. I'm not sure what the timestamp it will be on this piece, but this is something that you need to rehearse and get in your spirit. And for all of those who are in their perfect purpose, because there's a difference between being in your permissive purpose and your perfect purpose. When you are in your perfect purpose, like I am, like Emma is, it commands respect without asking for it, without doing anything to get it. People who understand and recognize, respect it. And I say this to you. I don't know how much time you spend correcting or the energy that it takes from you when someone doesn't call you by Emma and they are just hell bent. I said it, hell bent on calling you Renee. And they'll say to, and I can tell you how the conversation goes. Girl, I didn't know. Wait a minute. Let me get my little finger and my little neck. Girl, I knowed you as Renee. That's what your mama named you. So that's what I'm gonna call you. Why are you trying to change things now? You was Emma.
And she always, I mean, Emma was always there, Renee Emma. And my mom shared the story with me about my name and how it was Renee Emma versus Emma Renee. And so Emma was her mother's name. So my maternal grandmother, who died when my mom was 13.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, and I didn't like Emma in the beginning, but I love it now. And so it's just it's perfect. It's perfect for me. Renee Emma, I still love that my mom did it that way because Renee means rebirth. And I feel like I had to go through all the rebirths, the reinventions, the process. I had to go through all of that to get to Emma. And so, like I said, Emma means whole. And I think my mom did right by naming it such. Because there was a transformation. There was
Okay, so y'all ready for this one? Y'all check this one out. You can use it if you want to. She was rebirthed whole.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Because many times we are fractured into so many pieces. Number one, as women. Number two, as Black women. We did it on the show last week. It came up. Great conversation. You guys got to watch it. Menopause and mimosas. And it wasn't just talking about menopause. Don't let the title fool you. We wasn't drinking. I had ice water in there. Y'all know I drank my Fiji. I'm still waiting on them to do my thing. 6 years, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. But we talked about premenopause, perimenopause, menopause itself, and postmenopause, and that we can be in all of them at any given time. So we appreciate Mother Johnson, who is in her 70s. I believe she's 75, and her contribution to the conversation.
Nice.
We appreciate it because we had women of all ages. We had them from as early as 19 all the way up to 75 that participated in the conversation on last week and talking about what they experienced. And I still
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because it's coming. If you hitting that 50 and some before, it's coming. And it shouldn't be something that we, look at as being taboo. We don't talk about it. It's real. It's real.
And that was the piece that we brought up in the show was how many people that their mother, their grandmother, their auntie, nobody ever sat down and had the conversation with them. One of our viewers, I mean, we were just blown away. When I tell you it was a good conversation, because one of our viewers, when she went to the doctor and started telling the doctor about her symptoms, which were clearly she was going into menopause. So she's at the premenopause stage that she's experiencing. And the doctor told her that it was all in her head.
Wow.
So then, that led us, great segue into how to advocate for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How to advocate for yourself, and then what to do. We even gave tips on what to do with your symptoms, things that you can do naturally. And I want to say thank you to all of those who didn't get an opportunity to tune in. And I sent you the video and all of your comments that came back. I have folks that my phone was just going off. I actually had to put it on silent because of all of the responses. So I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope that when you guys went on Sunday, those who lived in Detroit had a great time. Had a great time. I'm sure that you did, because we did here, just doing the pre-show that they had.
Awesome.
What is your favorite scripture to go to when you are not having so great a day, when you don't feel the rebirth when you don't feel whole? What is your scripture?
That can be, oh, so many, so many. I can do all things through Christ. That's one. If I delight myself in Him, He'll give me the desires of my heart.
Yes.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. I was, as a child, and you talk about legacy, my mom I lost my dad when I was 6 years old. And so I only really knew a mother. My mom didn't remarry. She was very adamant. It was five of us still at home, and I'm the youngest of nine. I'm not bringing somebody else into the home. I have daughters, so she never remarried. So I never really, really had a father figure. Some of my older brothers, they were. But my dad died when I was 6. And maybe sometime after that, I was really feeling it. And it's like, wow, my dad is gone. I don't have a dad. And God came to me in a dream, and He said, I will be your father. Clear as day. Just like when He said, quit, I will be your father. And I've never not known Him to be there. And I grew up really feeling special. Like this was my God. That's how I grew up. That I had I was, I had one up over everybody, because he came to me and said He was gonna be my father. So when
Yes.
I learned verses as a little girl growing up. We had, and you probably know about this Baptist training union. It was beyond the Sunday school. So
Yes.
I would get up, go to Sunday school, go to church, and then I had to be back at Baptist Training Union. I really learned. I was a delegate for the state convention, went to the national convention, all just as a little girl. My mom would send me, and she taught me, because I was a delegate, she taught me how to write the report. Once I came back, I had to write a report, because they gave you money, right? So you had to show how you spent the money, all of that. So yeah, love God, and we like this.
What is your song that you listen to, or songs?
I'm so old school. I'm old school. The one that I've been listening to now is Lord, Make Me a Sanctuary.
Oh, I
And
just
I
listened
just,
to that yesterday.
yeah, I just want to be before people and they see God. And I feel that, especially right now, I'm working for the school. I work with students in the 6th grade. They're special needs, special ed students. I don't know what else to call them. I'm a resource teacher, so I work with them. There's one kid he's autistic, and I'm just like, Lord, when I walk into this room, because they called me for this assignment. I had taken time off from being in the school because I was concentrating on some other things. I have, under my nonprofit, the Life series, where you mentioned I work with, in my population, or my target market, are women 50 and older. I had stepped away, and so they called me. They're like, can you come back, work with these students? They've had 3 teachers, and we need somebody that's going to be consistent and can get the job done. And so I went back, and that was the song that was in this season. And then it kind of spills over into everything else that I'm doing. I want people to see the God in me, and that
Where'd you go? You know what, friends and neighbors? I think her phone might have died. Well, it is 4:43, 43 minutes after the hour, and you have been tuned into Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly, and my guest today was Emma Johnson. So we'll wait just a few more seconds, but I honestly believe that her phone died. Yep, I think that's what happened. Well, we look forward to having you here on tomorrow, where our guest will be Miss Nicolette Driggs. I cannot wait. We had to reschedule last week. She was sick and I was sick as well. So we didn't have a show on last week with her, but she's going to be here tomorrow and it's going to be amazing, guys. So I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. And don't forget that on Thursday at 3 p.m., Shayna Thomas and DJ Rollaway will be on with Let's Talk About It. And we'll see you on tomorrow.